Hey y'all. My name is Nicole Phillips, and I am a psychic medium or a channel for God, the divine, or the oneness of all things, again, commonly termed as God within the human culture. I channel energies and messages from the oneness of all things, or God, the divine, and publish the energies and messages in which I channel within my podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast. Subscribe and follow Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube and Spotify to be in the loop of the human journey to a balanced and healed human culture of planet Earth. I channel the energies and messages and publish them in my podcast with the intentions to assist with the upliftment of the human consciousness. I was catapulted onto my own spiritual awakening journey from the darkness. I came from the darkness. So I communicated with spirit, and I was very intuitive and claircognizant and clairsentient, which meant I just knew things, and then I felt the energies of other people. I was in alignment with these spiritual gifts all of my life. At the same time, I had and still have a big ego because of experiences that I've had in past lives, which carried on to this life and projected the reality that I've experienced thus far. Guys like Ashley, there's a better way to do this, and I'm going to show you. I need you to go inside and get into alignment with who I created you to be, not who this world shaped you to be, not what your experience shaped you to be. So here I am, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, divine channel, publishing energies and messages from the oneness of all things, from the universe and beyond. This is an installment of my podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast, and it is entitled Moon and the Sky, Moon and the Sky. You are more than welcome to align with any energies or messages that resonate with your heart space. Please leave what does not. My intentions for Kingdom Things Podcast is to assist you with gleaning more of yourself, motivate you to go within, sit with yourself, spend time with yourself to learn more about your truths, who God created you to be, who God says you are. Again, follow Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube. Follow Kingdom Things Podcast on Spotify, Twitch. I go live on Sundays and do live channel lectures on Twitch, as well as, that's my dog. That's Hazel. I have two dogs, Zoe and Hazel. That's Hazel. Follow Kingdom Things Podcast on TikTok, Kingdom Things Podcast on Instagram, Kingdom Things Podcast on Facebook to stay in the loop with the Kingdom Things Podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. I love you. Love on yourself. Bye. Hey y'all. My name is Nicole Phillips, and I am a channel for the oneness of all things, or God, or the divine. I channel energies and messages and publish them within my podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast. Part of my intentions for publishing the energies and messages is to assist with the upliftment of the human consciousness. We're about to roll into an installment of Kingdom Things Podcast entitled The Moon and the Sky. You're more than welcome to align with any energies and messages in which you resonate with your heart space. Please leave what does not. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because it activates the God or goddess within. Self-love being the acknowledgement and appreciation for every dimension and aspect of yourself, as every dimension and aspect of you are your story, is your story. Follow Kingdom Things Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch to catch the live channeled lectures in which I do. I never know what I'm going to do when I go on live. I just trust the process, and I allow our ancestors to channel through me. And, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's meant to be healing. So if you feel, called and led in your heart space to head over to Twitch to follow Kingdom Things Podcast, to catch the live Kingdom Things Podcast lectures, channel lectures, I'm excited to have you, and I'll see you soon. Bye. God entrusted me with a prophecy to manifest in this reality. This prophecy happens to be me, dimensionality of myself, as your life plays out. You're only viewing your DNA in real time. You're only viewing your DNA and your reality, as your reality is a manifestation of the energies that you hold within, or your reality is a manifestation of you, the makings of you. the prophecy in which I was entrusted to, the covenant with God in which I was entrusted to trust the process. I will keep the covenant to myself. I will keep the covenant to myself. But I will say that this covenant is to unfold in spite of egoic patterns within self. This prophecy is to unfold in reality in spite of the egoic patterns of self. This prophecy is to unfold in reality in spite of the egoic patterns within self. The universe wants us to understand the magnitude of reality, real reality. Planet Earth, before the harmonic convergence, was in its own darkness of fidgeting with universal codes, fidgeting with karma as we manifested situations in which we harmed each other. It was fidgeting. Why, Ashley? Why was it only fidgeting? Why was it only fidgeting when we harmed each other in the past history of humanity? Why was it only fidgeting when we harmed each other in the past of humanity? We were out of alignment with all of God's creation. So we were out of alignment with powerful forces beyond this planet. The universe, the most high white light creator, but especially the universe, because this is the universe's domain. The universe wants humanity to understand the repercussions and to be cautious about how we act and react in our reality. Now that the human being on planet Earth is aware of self, in alignment with all of the creation, aware of karma, aware of the responsibility of self, the magnitude of the repercussions when you indulge in energies of perpetual self-slaying. Why self-slaying, Ashley? We are one. All of creation is one. If you intend to hurt someone, or if you hurt someone, if you intend to hurt someone, or you hurt someone, if you intend to hurt someone, or you hurt someone, you're only intending to harm yourself. You're only intending to hurt or harm yourself. You're only intending to hurt or harm yourself. And then if you fuck around and intend to hurt or harm someone that is of high importance or pertinent in the operations of the universe, in the balancing of the universe, you're signing your own death wish. I intend to be responsible with myself, with the power that is I. The really beautiful thing about getting into alignment with your soul, or getting into alignment with God, getting into alignment with your highest purposes of creation, is you have meetings with God in the angelic realm and the spirit guides and demons and angels, and they brief you on what's going on, what you're projected to face in your reality, so you can move accordingly. You can meditate and get direction accordingly on how to operate in your reality. So you have no excuse not to operate out of the highest integrity. You have no excuse not to operate out of the highest understanding of the universe, highest understanding and knowledge of self. If you're intending to hurt or harm me, if you're close to me, I know. I'm going to be informed. If you're not, the universe, spirit is just probably just going to take care of it, and I'll never know. I'll never know. But I will be safe. I will be okay. The prophecy in which God gave me to fulfill is one in which, if the prophecy doesn't play out in our reality, no one is safe. No one is okay. No one is safe. No one is okay. No one is safe. No one is okay. This is not a fucking... It is a game, but it's not a game to... It's a game to be respectful of. Be respectful of creation. Be respectful of yourself. Treat yourself as you would want others to treat you is of the utmost importance. We're so used to playing in instant noodles. And we think the instant noodles is big boy shit, big girl shit. We think that our bank accounts and our access to someone who has money, someone who can, in this earthly realm, who can put you on is big. Imagine linking up with God or yourself, the highest aspects of yourself. Imagine linking up with the universe. And you ask God, or you ask the universe what you want, and it's granted unto you. Why? Because you're walking in your purpose in order to facilitate the operation of God, to facilitate the operation upliftment of the universe. So of course, God and the universe want you to have the peak reality in which you desire, which you deserve. Facing yourself in ways that most people wouldn't dare face themselves. Walking in your own authentic light, you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged. You're going to be judged. Those whom try to persecute you. You don't want no problems with the authentic light. You don't want no problems with that. You don't want no problems. You don't want no problems. You don't want no problems with that. Because the instant noodles, the worldly realm doesn't know this shit. The worldly realm doesn't know this shit, and you can't even see it. You can't even foresee it if you're of the instant noodles of the worldly realm. You can't even see it. But you judge and snicker at the authentic light and feel like you're above the authentic light. All the while, I'm watching you in the energy realm. I'm watching you. I'm watching you do what you do. I have a high purpose and calling to be responsible with my ability to watch you do what you do. I have a high responsibility to help you and heal you instead of just watch you. But I heal you in order for you to allow to come into higher understandings of yourself and foresee that you are only me, I am only you. Why doesn't darkness like the light? Why doesn't darkness like the light? It's not so much that darkness doesn't like the light. It's that our understanding and perception of darkness is that of elusiveness, as there's very little understanding that we have of the darkness or that in which we do not know. That in which we do not know, we turned into a monster. Monsters. We call them demons. We call it the devil. We call the darkness or that in which we do not know, the big unknown, as demons, darkness, or the devil. And this has perpetuated our stagnation in the growth and evolution of our collective called the human being of planet Earth. Once we graduate into a mature understanding of self, a mature understanding of creation, a mature understanding of darkness, we will understand that the elusivity of the darkness is only that of our own making, as the darkness is not demons and devils. Our mind perpetuates that notion that the darkness are demons and devils. The darkness is possibilities. The darkness is fantasy. The darkness is ultimate dreams. We persuaded our own selves out of fantasies far beyond what our minds can see. We persuaded ourselves that our own greatest dreams to be realized in our lives. We persuaded ourselves out of our own greatest self-realization out of the elusive understanding of darkness. There has never been a war against darkness. There has only been a war against our understandings, our elusive nature. My twin flame and I were in separation 1 year prior to physical separation, like third dimensional reality separation. My twin flame and I were in third dimensional reality separation, presumably. A year prior to reconvening with my twin flame, God told me, you stop dibbling and dabbling in karmic partners, karmic energies, and I will bring in your twin flame. I was tested within that year. I didn't dibble and dabble. I stuck to my guns. I didn't dibble and dabble into physical reality. The thing was, though, I hadn't gone within myself to discover why I was attracting these karmic situations in my life, these karmic partners in my life. So although I, became a hermit and did not physically engage in karmic partnerships, I had gone within to see why I was a karmic partner, why I was attracting these tumultuous, dysfunctional, out of alignment with my soul relationships. Fast forward a year. I've told the story before. Fast forward in the Kingdom Things podcast content. This is my story, so I'm going to tell it again. This is my story. This is my story. So fast forward a year. I'm intuitively guided to instant message my divine counterpart on Instagram. My divine counterpart is a notable member of society. I'll say that. My divine counterpart is a notable member of society. It's so funny because God showed me when I was 9 years old who my divine counterpart would be. So I was always like fixated on him, emotionally and energetically. I was fixated on him my whole life. And I would try to think. I would perceive him in reality, and I would try to think damn, how is this gonna happen? I felt the pull, the tug. I was like, how? My mind couldn't wrap my mind couldn't wrap around it. My mind couldn't wrap around it. How? So that was even with reconvening with my divine counterpart in the physical reality, I was perpetuating that energy. How? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. How? That energy tape was still playing within me. So that's one. Two, another thing, 1A, that's 1A, 1B. So my divine counterpart's a notable member of society. I would always look at his Instagram, years prior, I would look at his Instagram and be like, dang, I would see the message button and I would be like, I could message him right now. And then I'd be like, no. And then I would go work out or, do something trying to push to get to the energy that was pulling me. So I was like, damn, I could message him let me go to the gym. Let me go do this. Let me go do that. To be who I perceive he would desire. I'll be on the treadmill in the gym. One B. Instead of having the knowing that whoever God intended for me to co-create reality, this life with reality with, instead of having the understanding that who I am is more than enough, I took on the karmic perception of who reality says worthiness is, and I tried to be that. I tried to embody that. I tried to mimic that, right? So I intuitively guided to message him, so I do. one seed. Twin flames, what we do is we magnify the energies in which we embody. Twin flames, we magnify the energies in which we embody. Twin flames, the divine counterparts, we magnify the energies in which we embody. Magnify. Oxford Languages. I'm being guided to just go on what I perceive with this. Magnify, hyperbole, like dramatize. Have y'all ever like just imagine, like close your eyes and imagine there's like a little kitten in a dark alleyway. And like the silhouette of the kitten is on like a brick wall in the dark alleyway because of the lighting. And it makes the little kitten look like a ferocious lion. But then like the little kitten comes out and it's just like a little kitten. It's not a ferocious lion, but the silhouette on the wall, it appeared to be a ferocious lion, but it was a little kitten in the alleyway. Like, we saw the worst in each other. Why, Ashley? Because we magnified the energies in which we came to heal, or we magnified energies which were out of balance. We magnified the antithesis of what we desired within each other. I want to tell a story. Like, I was in a long time karmic situation, like 9+ years. And, we were never together. We were never in a committed relationship. And he never remembered my birthday. I know that everything that I've experienced has been God's protection. I wasn't able to do much. Because of God's protection. But I say that because I've never had a genuinely sincere, committed relationship. Because I was in no condition to have a genuine, sincere relationship. No condition. Because I didn't see myself worthy, only because I wasn't embodying who I truly was. That 9+ years, like tumultuous, dysfunctional connection. He never remembered my birthday. Fast forward, I'm reconvened with my twin flame divine counterpart in this reality, and we're magnifying the worst in each other. Like, you just want peace and harmony, but the self-work that I had to do to come into this peace and harmony. So we, like, the day before my birthday, my twin flame and I got in a dispute, and he called me all kinds of names. He was only mirroring the anger that I had inside. Just like the bitterness that I had inside. He called me all kinds of names from the day before my birthday. Day of my birthday, I woke up to a message, happy birthday. And I was so angry at the time because of the day before. I was so mad and bitter. I'm mad and bitter with myself, inside of myself. I was mad and bitter inside of myself.
So much so that I couldn't appreciate how much that meant to me. That meant the world to me. I can now look back and perceive that shit meant the world to me. Happy birthday. Whole time. My twin. I don't know why I thought he was born on a day that he wasn't born on. I thought he was born 2 days before his actual birthday. And I kept on getting mixed up. I was like, I don't know why that is. And I feel so horrible. I'm so sorry for not being the best me for me as you are me. So not being the best me for our conglomerate. For our team. For our conglomerate. Just being immature and childish and petty over things that are small cats in the alley. And not lions that have any control over me. I was just so afraid of this love. Because it is everything that I ever asked for, I could ever want and beyond. And I wanted him to prove that to me. I wanted him to prove that to me. I wanted him to prove that to me. God said, he don't have to prove nothing. You come to me and talk to me if you have any questions about anything. He doesn't have to prove anything to you. He doesn't owe you anything, just as you don't owe him anything. And you don't have to prove anything to him. I made y'all for each other. Y'all come to me if y'all have any questions about the operation. This twin flame journey has magnified the notion, the fact, the understanding, the perceptibility that I've never been alone. I've never been alone. Not only have I never been alone, but I have the opportunity to live out, ground in my reality, the reality of God. The reality of all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving, all-understanding within my reality. My goddess essence being the caretaker, the overlooker, foreseer for my home, for my family, for my divine counterpart. And I've always been his entire life. Even though he's older than me. The omnipresent presence has always been with my divine counterpart. And time is simultaneous, instantaneous. So, just as my divine counterpart has always been with me, as I felt him with me. It was only a matter of time and experience and growing and energy healing before my physical human, my divine counterpart's physical human, got into alignment with our souls to understand, to be able to glean and see and perceive this fact. We've always been each other's goddess and God. Why did I have to reconvene in this lifetime with my twin flame, still operating off of karmic wounds, inner child wounds, old humanity patterns? The force of the veracity of the draw, that the magnetism between the energy that is my twin and I had, in order for, so like the energy that my twin and I are, it like pulls us together, right? But in order for us to like actually come together, you have to push against the winds. You have to go through the winds of the karmic patterns. But not only do you have to go through the winds of the karmic patterns, but you have to read the winds of the karmic patterns and understand why you experience those karmic patterns in order to come into higher vibrational states of self, in order to come into a more wise, more divinely aligned, more universally aligned, more God-aligned version of self. why did I have to still be operating off of old karmic patterns? My twin and I came here to assist with the ascension of Father, Mother Gaia and the ecosystem of Father, Mother Gaia. That's what my twin and I incarnated for. That's one of the plethora of reasons. I don't want to diminish our families. I don't want to diminish the experiences that we had and will have. I don't want to diminish the makings of either of us. There are infinite reasons why we incarnated. One of them, like the main reason, the mainstay was assisting with the ascension of the ecosystem of Father, Mother Gaia, which is assisting with the alignment, amalgamation, upliftment, regeneration of all of God's creation. Why did I have to still be operating under unhealed human patterns, cycles, proclivity, in order to be forced to go within, to understand why humanity had to experience this, in order to alchemize the remedy for the experiences, in order to transcend, uplift the ecosystem of Father, Mother Gaia into new terrains, into divine alignment. My divine counterpart and I are Mother, Father of the highest white light creator energy incarnate. What does that mean, Ashley? What do you mean by that? Mother, Father of the most high white light creator energy. We descended, transcend from spaces in creation that assisted with the creation, amalgamation, formation, alchemization of prime source of the most high white light creator energy we know as God, the most high God. We assisted with that creation of the most high God. We assisted with the creation of the most high God. We assisted with the formation of the most high God. We are Mother, Father of the most high white light creator energy incarnate, meaning we have wisdom that is transcended beyond this domain of reality, of Mother, Father Gaia, of technically not the Most High, because the Most High is a creation of energies in which we stem from. So the Most High is in alignment with energies in which we stem from. Come here, girls. Come on, girls. We have a responsibility to lead our lives as an example of what and who the Most High is, what and who God truly is. Throughout our journeys of coming into divine alignment with our God, Goddess essence, our most exuberant self, coming into alignment with our, most purposed frequency of self, most expansive self. There's going to be a lot of time spent alone, hermit mode, to go within and transcend energies within you that you no longer need. I had a lot of resentment built up inside of myself as I saw people outside living their lives, going places, meeting people, having dinners. I was upset. And then I got the intuitive download today that from my God, Goddess essence, that to be grateful because the energies that I'm transcending, they're not all butterflies and unicorns. There are a lot of treacherous energies that could have manifested treacherous situations in this physical reality. So if I wanted to experience these energies and live life, it wouldn't just be having fun. It would be a lot of treacherous things I would also have to experience instead of just feeling the energies to transcend them. Yes, I feel a lot of joyful energies that I want to experience in this reality, but then along with those joyful energies come denser energies, come tumultuous energies that I don't need. I have no need for. I can recognize them and transcend them in order to embody the energies and frequencies that I know I need on a conscious God-Goddess level to create the reality that I intended on a God-Goddess conscious level. We all have the favor of God. We are all super chosen because we are creation. We are creation. That means God created us and intended us. The only thing that stands in the way of perceiving your favor, that is God, perceiving you are God, Goddess, perceiving you are chosen because you are a dimension and aspect of God, having a God experience within the creation called God, as God, are the humanistic qualities, paradigms that fed all of the lies as to why you were not worthy of God, the love of God, as to why you were not worthy of the love of Father, as to why you are not worthy of the love of Mother. Why do we have so much dysfunction in our households? Because we inherited that sense of unworthiness from our ancestors, from our lineage of humanism. A lineage that said we weren't worthy of the love of Father. We weren't worthy of the love of Mother that was fed to us by the Holy Bible and the Torah and the Quran and any other holy text scriptures that perpetuate separation between self, the personal self, and God. Every single being, every single human, every single dimension of the creation called God is worthy of their highest desires, conscious or unconscious. What stymies us realizing our highest desires, conscious or unconscious, are energetic blocks that say you're not worthy of your highest desire. So you settle for less than. You settle for less than. You believe that that's all that you're worthy of, or you believe for some reason that that's what you're supposed to have, or you believe that it's not possible for you to have your highest conscious or unconscious perceptions of self or your reality. There are no longer soul lessons that can't be learned within your highest potentials of self, your highest potential of desire, your highest potentials of reality. Nothing is separate. The same lesson that you learn broke as hell, as in an empty bank account, is the same lesson that you can learn as a multi-billionaire. It's our perception of reality that says whether or not we're worthy of the billions in the bank account, or if we're only worthy of nothing in our bank. Imagine our minds are quantum computers with the ability to compute at an effervescent, godly rate, manner. And then imagine these minds of ours that can compute at an effervescent, godly manner are encaged in a peril of energetic fields called the human consciousness. And these energetic fields called the human consciousness consist of limitations of what is and what isn't desirable or righteous. So imagine our minds are these quantum computers that can compute at an effervescent, godly rate, and they are within energy fields that have limitations of what is and what isn't righteous, what is and what isn't desirable. And these energetic fields that have the limitations of what is righteous, what is desirable, what isn't righteous, what isn't desirable, is created by a force that perils in comparison to the force of the understanding of the quantum computer that is your mind, that is in sync, in tune, in alignment with your heart, with your divinity, with your infinite essence, that far supersedes the fields of energetic limitations that are the human consciousness. Transcending the personality in order to perceive that you are more than the confinements and limitations that say they are you, that define who you are. These personalities in which are composed of energies from this limited energy field called the human consciousness. We pick and choose what we define as self from this energy field called the human consciousness. And this energy field called the human consciousness has limitations on what is and what isn't desirable, what is and what isn't righteous. This energetic field in which we pick and choose who we identify ourselves as, our energies in which we pick and choose that are boxes of limitations, superseding, transcending the ideology, transcending the perception that we are anything, allows us to be gifted, filled like the most royal of chalices with divine energies beyond our understandings of reality, beyond our understandings of identification, beyond our understandings of what is. The whole human experience. The whole human experience, as far as we can perceive, the whole human experience, as far as we can perceive, the whole human experience, as far as one might be able to perceive the human being of planet Earth, tumultuous history, ups and downs, separation consciousness, all that, all of it. And then the search, the seeking for the Father in the sky, this powerful, omnipresent, great energy that we know is there, present, beyond our understandings of reality. Come to find out, this omnipresent Mother, Father in the sky is an omnipresent Mother, Father that's within, that has always been I, that has always been you, that has always been we. Pairing this newfound revelation that is to supersede our understandings of reality, supersede in order to create utopia, only in order to create heaven on earth, and not a utopia from the perception of separation consciousness, not a utopia where there are no downs, but a utopia where we have the understanding of what's to come because we know what is. We know our truths. So we're able to raise above the realms of reality in order to perceive what is to come, in order to meet what is to come with solutions, in order to sustain our reality, in order to find joy within our reality, in order to find pleasure in seeking solutions with the understanding that the solutions are to be utilized for perceived future applications. Understanding that what we are creating in our present moment is to fortify our reality, past, present, future, now. Understanding that our existence, every single individual is a part of the whole, and every single individual is contributing to the whole, and every single individual's present moment in some way, regardless of what it looks like. Regardless of what it looks like, we are all contributing towards this powerhouse, prophecy fulfilling, angelic being, a planet Earth. Angelic being the archetype of
high consciousness beingness. This angelic being is a human being with high consciousness, higher consciousness, God, goddess consciousness, with the understanding of power, with the understanding of the responsibility of the power that is I, that is you, that is me, that is we, that is the oneness of all. Understanding that no one move is null of high purpose. Understanding that no one breath is null of high purpose. Understanding that no one individual is null of high purpose. The wealth, the wealth, the wealth. I will say I have energies of nerves permeating through my being. Why, Ashley? It's not so much becoming something that you've never been, but it's dispelling all of the energies that you inherited within this collective called the human being of planet Earth that say that you aren't who you are. It's not so much becoming something you've never been. It's dispelling the energies that you inherited with being a human being of planet Earth that say that you aren't who you've always been. It's not so much becoming who you've never been. It's dispelling the energies that say you aren't who you are. So I'm a god, goddess, as we are all gods and goddesses, as every dimension and aspect of the creation called God. Our gods and goddesses is just your perception of who you are and what is that changes. We're always going to be gods and goddesses within the creation called God experiencing. It's just our perception of this is what changes. We're always going to be gods and goddesses within the creation called God having experiences. It's our perceptions of this in which change. At the beginning of my rapid ascension journey, I channeled some literature pieces, which you'll be able to find them where they are. Wherever you find them in the space in your reality, you should be able to find them. I channeled some pieces, the story of Ossia series, as well as My Other Half, 44. And when I channeled this, I ran into a tarot reading that said, your divine counterpart is channeling through you, channeling literature through you. At the time, the levels, the magnitude of the magic of that didn't really hit. We're always who we are. It's our perception of who we are that changes. My divine counterpart and I are equilibrium, or we balance each other. And the highest perceptions of conception, or through God, through the omnipresent, omnipotent, potent energy that we know as God, is the way in which we balance each other. Through no other perception can you perceive this balance other than through the omnipotent presence called God. As God told me, the inspiration for your creation came from your divine counterpart. As your divine counterpart's creation, the inspiration for me creating your divine counterpart came from you, Ashley. So that creates the perfect balancing act. I didn't think I was worthy for my divine counterpart, to be honest. I inherited energies that said I wasn't worthy of the story that is I. As every dimension and aspect of my life is only a projection, reflection of the energies in which I hold. And with God telling me the only way to realize this life with your divine counterpart is if you make it to your highest timeline in your reality, or you embody your most authentic self, or your soul, God, goddess, essence. That's the only way to have your reality with your divine counterpart. when God told me this, when God told me this, I channeled it. It didn't hit me. I wasn't able to perceive at that moment the reason why I can only have it, this reality with my divine counterpart, is because this reality is my truest truth. I can only have a reality with my divine counterpart if I'm embodying my truest truth. As I journey my journey to get to this highest timeline, I'm coming into other dimensions of myself that are telling a story, much like the story that I channeled, or my divine counterpart channeled through me, titled My Other Half 44, in which my other half, my other whole, my divine counterpart and I are the equilibrium, are the unconditional love, in which birth assists with birthing the reality of the era of the age of unconditional love within planet Earth, or heaven on earth. As prophesied by our ancient ancestors, as prophesied by the stars, celestial bodies, as prophesied by our holy books. This new world was only going to happen if I made it to my highest timeline. Why, Ashley? Because this new world is me. As every dimension of our reality is who we are. We can no longer put ourselves down. We can no longer view ourselves as less than everything that we can desire. We can no longer view ourselves as less than our highest fantasies. Why, Ashley? Because anything that tells you that you're not worthy of your highest fantasy, anything that tells you that you're not worthy of your highest dreams, is an illusion, is a part of the old energy. Illusions that were intended to keep us deactivated, to keep us offline as low conscious human beings, as the past cycle of our creations called for. We're no longer in the past cycle. We are in the new dream. We are in the era of unconditional love, where we're being called to activate. We're being called to understand that every dimension and aspect of our reality is a dimension and aspect of itself. And not only that, but every dream that we have for ourselves in our highest reality, when we were in the sandbox and we had visions, we weren't dreaming, we were having visions of who God created us to be in our highest reality. Before someone told you that that wasn't possible, irregardless of your age, irregardless of any restriction that the society has put on you, that reality is yours. Why, Ashley? There are no boundaries. There are no limits. Go to God within. Go to God within. You're already on your journey to that highest reality, because you're always where you're supposed to be and you're always who you're supposed to be. You're already on your journey to your highest reality. Go check in inside so you can confirm this, so you can come into greater perceptions of this, higher conscious awareness of this, or yourself, of God, yourself, God, your reality, in all actuality having 0 degrees of separation. My divine counterpart is on his way. His soul is saying, hold on, I'm coming. And I used to feel a way about channeling prophecies or insights that I have from the future, because I don't want my twin to think that I'm controlling him in any way. I'm only reading the energies as I unlock the doors of self, or the highest reality that has always been available, that has always been ours, because my highest reality only catapults my twin to his highest reality, or his highest potentials of self. And that's all I want for him, is for him to have his highest potentials of self, irregardless of what any distressed energies within me want. I only want the best for him. Only want the best for him. And every other being in creation, and myself. So wanting the best for myself is only wanting the best for him and every other being in creation, because myself, him, my divine counterpart, and every being of creation have 0 degrees of separation. We are all worthy. We are all the balance of unconditional love. We are all limitless power. We can only activate that, come into higher conscious awareness of who we've always been, by going within.
So God inside, universal presence, past universal presence, like the creator of all, the most high white light created energy, is like inside, the most high inside. It was like just working with me to prepare me for what has always been mine, because the dreams of our highest reality, our most fanciful realities, they've always been ours. It's just always been about letting go and allowing God or the universe, the Most High, however you perceive God, the universe, the Most High, just know that force, that energy is inside of you. It's allowing and following our intuitive guidance to allow the force inside of us to groom us into the version of us that we were intended to be, to realize and experience this reality. So God's like, you have to let go of the karmic. You have to let go of the karmic. There's a karmic in your energy. So there's a karmic in your energy. Actually, there's an energy inside of me. There's always been the karmic. Any karmic that manifested in your reality is manifestation of energies that reside within you. So I was like, let me say that I hadn't always been able, when me and my divine counterpart reunited in this lifetime, reconnected, I wasn't able to envision what life with him would be like. Like I couldn't do it. I don't know why. It was like blocked. I wasn't allowed to. Why, Ashley? Because I would have only been applying the karmic energies within that reality of my highest self. So God was like, you have to let go of this karmic. And I was like, it's inside of me. What was the karmic energy, Ashley? You learn how to relate with other people in relationships with your first relationship that you've had in your life. And that first relationship that you have in your life is a dynamic that you have with your parents. The first relationship you have in your life is a dynamic you have with your parents. The first relationship you have in your life is a dynamic you have with your parents. However that relationship is, if your parents are absent, if you were adopted, if your parents are in the home, however you relate with your parents, that energy that you have with your parents, that's how you relate with people. That's how you relate in relationships. That's how you relate with yourself. First and foremost, because the way you relate with yourself is the way you relate with your reality. It's the way you manifest your reality. So God's like, you have to let go of this karmic energy. And I was able to envision me having dinner with my divine counterpart and his family, right? And when I envisioned it, it was like I could perceive the codependency that I developed in my relationship with my mother and father. Even though my biological father isn't present, his energy has always been with me. So I could perceive the codependency that I have with my mother and the energy of my father. My father's still alive, but he's not physically in my reality. His spirit's always been in my reality, though. So, like in the vision, I'm having dinner with my divine counterpart and his family. And my divine counterpart was like, I'm going to the restroom. Like, Ashley, come with me. And I was like, I didn't mind, but God was like, you need to think a little deeper about that. It wasn't so much that he asked me to come with him. It was the energy. Because his mother was sitting there. And I was able to read the energy. So I was able to read the energy. I was able to read the energy. I was able to read the energy. When we bring children into the world, if there's a part of us that's unresolved that we haven't met within ourselves, that maybe there's like something that we wanted to do or become that we didn't do or become, and it's not because of the child necessarily. It's just something within us. Like it was fear, because if you don't manifest in your reality things that you want, is anything outside of love is fear. It's an aspect of fear. So if you didn't become or do something that you really wanted to become or do, you just let it lay to the side. And you might not have any conscious awareness of any like anger or jealousy or envy. These are all aspects of fear. You might not have any conscious revelation of these energies that you have for not becoming something that you wanted to become or not doing what you wanted to do, but you have it inside of you, right? And then you bring children in the world with those energies laying within you, either conscious or unconscious. You bring children in the world without becoming something that you wanted to become or without doing something that you wanted to do. And the relationship you establish with that child, that energy that you have within you, that conscious or unconscious, that is a fear for not doing what you wanted to do or become what you wanted to become, it's attached to that child. Because what we do, instead of meeting the energy within us that is calling us, because we didn't become what we wanted to become or do what we wanted to do, we become codependent on the child. Like we put all of our energy into the child. And we don't even call this codependency, but we put all of our energy into the child, and we pamper the child and we cater to the child, and we kind of let ourselves go, or we don't attend to ourselves, our wildest dreams. We don't meet ourselves in the same way that we meet that child. We don't meet ourselves in the same way that we meet that child. We don't meet ourselves in the same way that we meet that child. We pour everything into the child, right? So when we have anger that comes up inside of us because ourselves want us to pay attention to the energies that we're neglecting inside, so there'll be anger that comes up inside, or fear. Anything outside of love is fear. Anger, jealousy, envy, rage, revenge, it's all aspects of fear. We have this fear that comes up inside, this anger that comes up inside. And it is this anger, this fear is projected towards a child. Why? Because you gave all of your energy to the child without meeting yourself in that same way. If the mother of the household doesn't make sure that she's balanced and fulfilled within and of herself, everyone else in the house is going to feel it. Even if the mother is pouring into the child and spoiling the child, the imbalance of the mother, for the mother putting herself to the side in order to pour into the child, will manifest with the dysfunctional households. So that anger that comes up within the mother, the fear that comes up within the mother, because there's energies within the mother that are trying to call to get the mother's attention, for the mother to go inside, to meet herself, to fulfill herself, to balance herself. The mother projects that energy towards the child, right? So it's like, I know a lot of us have heard this. All the things that I do for you, everything that I do for you, I do so much for you. Or I sacrifice a lot for you. Like the child catches that anger, when really that energy, everything that I do for you, I sacrifice a lot for you. That's energies within the parent that's trying to call the parent to bring attention back to the parent, for the parent to balance and fulfill themselves, right? So you have this dynamic. I had this dynamic with my parents, the energy of my parents, where I felt like I was giving energetically to my parents. And I had rage, resentment, and anger towards my parents. And this is how I learned to relate with people. Like, I pour into people, right? I pour into people. And when I feel like that pouring is not reciprocated, I get angry at that person. And it has everything to do with me. It has nothing to do with that person. Because that person relates the way that person relates with people. That person relates the way that person relates to people. So what do? I attract people into my life that love to take. And that are unable to reciprocate what I give. That's my karmic. That's my karmic energy. And then I feel like a victim. I am depressed. I'm sad. I feel empty because I give. And at first, the giving, you feel good because you feel like you're a good person because you give. Until you turn around and find yourself depleted and you're depressed and sad and anxious all the time. You don't know why you're depressed and sad and anxious all the time. It's because you're empty. Because you give everything that you have away. And that's what we do as a society. We give everything that we have away to other people. And we're depressed and sad. And we want a relationship to fill us back up. We want a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, or husband to fill us back up. But in all actuality, we're supposed to make sure that we're fulfilled and balanced within ourselves in order to be an uplifting element to the ecosystem of planet Earth, an uplifted element to God. And as we make sure we're filled and balanced, we'll attract people in our lives that know how to make sure that they're filled and balanced, so that it's a relationship of relating and sharing our fullness, sharing our experiences in the life of abundance that we created with ourselves, within and of God. Sharing our realities together versus pulling and taking from each other, being depressed, angry at each other, within ourselves, and projecting that towards each other. So I was like, okay. Oh, I see, God. I see. And this is like a big breakthrough. A revelation. It's a revelation. It's a revelation. It's a revelation. Our old human consciousness defines ruler by the ideology of finite. And with our old human consciousness defining a ruler with being paired with the ideology of finite, the ruler is to control what is, as there are limitations and resources that are measurable to rule, to control. To survive, to flourish, to thrive. And this is where the ego has been supreme, well fitted to be utilized. Our divinity is infinite. Divine energies are infinite. Human consciousness, past history of humanity, has been divvying up our understandings of reality through the lens ideology of finite. Full circle moment, alert, our planet is a realm. Our planet is an energetic realm. What does that mean, Ashley? That means we are able to channel energies in order to manifest abundance, in order to manifest resources, in order to manifest well springs of knowledge, well springs of wisdom, well springs of abundance of all things great. Our planet is not a finite location. Our planet is a realm. So, the ideology of there being a ruler that controls anything is a false narrative within the dimensionality of higher consciousness understanding, higher consciousness living, higher consciousness co-creation. As you understand, you come into the understanding with oneness consciousness that you've never done anything on your own. You've never done anything by yourself. You've never been without assistance of some kind, as every single energy in existence in this realm called planet Earth, seen and unsensible by sight, smell, touch, taste, hearing, have been at your aid every second, every moment of your existence. What kind of ruler are you, Ashley? A ruler that has responsibilities due to the energy in which I am. The energy in which I am. What is the energy in which you are? I am unconditional love. I am God, Goddess, unconditional love personified in a human vessel. As every human being has the potential to be unconditional love, God, Goddess personified in a human vessel. This is the goal, this is the plan, this is part of my soul journey as me coming into who I am. The energies of who I am are to be utilized to assist with reforming and uplifting humanity so that humanity remembers that we are all the I am. And we create realities that resemble that we are all the I am. We create realities without limitations. We grow, we love ourselves, we love on ourselves, and we're full. We raise families that reflect the fullness in which we are in and of ourselves. No longer codependent on others through manipulation, energetic manipulations, unconscious and conscious. You know, the notion of karmic energies is one in which perpetuates or demonizes growth and learning and expanding as the notion of separation between karmic and divine exemplifies that we ourselves have energies in which we are to learn from, glean from, in order to grow further into alignment with our divinity, our God, Goddess essence, our I am presence, our oneness presence, our universal presence. There's not a soul within this realm of creation called the planet Earth of God that doesn't have growth to experience. So we are all journeying karmic paths. Divinity and karma have 0 degrees of separation. Karmic energies being energies of proclivity, not for punishment, but for us to learn and expand within self. And we like destinations. We, in all actuality, like finite. So we're able to manifest realities that resemble our internal growth. As physicality
in some sense, is finite. As you know, you don't want to move every time you don't want to move houses every time you've ascended within yourself or had some spiritual growth, aligned further to your divinity. You don't want to change houses every time you align with get into further alignment with understanding of the oneness of all creation. You don't want to get a new car every time you come into further alignment of the oneness of all creation. You don't want to build a new family every time you come further into alignment with the oneness of all of creation. Humanity, we like finite in some sense. We like home. We like having a place to call home. We've always been home. It's just coming to alignment with that notion that we've never been without home. There's nowhere that we're escaping to, but we're within a realm of creation called planet Earth of God, having an experience. There's nowhere to run to. It's anchoring in energies from the space of infinity to assist with our growth and co-creating with the oneness of all creation. What kind of ruler are you, Ashley? I can only lead by example, energetically lead by example, compassionately and unconditionally loving, lead by example, to provide avenues for humanity to grow, expand, shapeshift into a collective higher consciousness awareness of self. Energetic bonds, synchronicities, death as crime, human behavioral patterning. Why are they as they are? As we have developed certain beliefs about conditioning around age, we've developed certain beliefs around conditioning around human behavior, human patterning, and we energetically lock ourselves into that patterning. We energetically lock ourselves into that patterning by attachment to age, attachment to gender, attachment to family, attachment to family dynamics, attachment to. And we attach due to the ideology of separation consciousness. What is separation consciousness, Ashley? Separation consciousness is the ideology that your reality are figments of creation in which coincidentally aligned, creating your life. Unity consciousness, what the human being is evolving into, upgrading into, is the understanding of creation at a more expanded, more intelligent, more mature belief or understanding. It's pretty cool because as I'm channeling this, I'm getting the understanding that unity consciousness is not the end-all be-all. We're graduating from separation consciousness into unity consciousness. Unity consciousness is not the end-all be-all. What does that mean, Ashley? What are you seeing? What are you understanding by this download? Unity consciousness is a patterning, energy